But you got to have friends.
She's a great entertainer, love her. Go see her movies, seen her on Broadway.
She's a famous actress.
She's gorgeous, that's who she is.
She's hot, she's fun, she's alive, she's enthusiastic, and I love her.
There are many ways to describe Bette Midler, but some mean even more to those of us growing up in New York.
Bette Midler plants trees.
She is a person who thinks about the future.
For kids like me, she's a New Yorker.
Bette Midler is the quintessential New Yorker. She's a doer, she thinks, she cares, anything's possible, she never takes no for an answer. I don't think there's anybody that is more suitable as a recipient of the Doris Freedman Award.
One of the things I believe Bette Midler and my mother have in common is an ability to see the city in a way that we don't necessarily see it, to see it for what it could be, to see the best in the city and in New Yorkers.
Bette understands the romance of New York City and the romance of beautiful places and the extraordinary impact that a beautiful place can have on someone's heart.
Bette had started her career in New York City and then had spent a great deal of time in Los Angeles, returned to New York City in 1994, and she was aware that the city had changed over the years that she'd been gone. For example, she was aware that Central Park had become a much more renovated and beautiful place. But as she traveled through the city, she saw many corners of the city that hadn't received that level of attention and care. And that's really at the heart of what started the New York Restoration Project.
I have this indelible image in my mind of her in overalls carrying these really mucky tires out of Highbridge Park. And working with our crew, we brought in the heavy equipment and she brought in her crew, and bit by bit the park has been beautifully cleaned up.
Here we are at Sherman Creek Park, which is a park that was not a park when Bette Midler found it a decade ago. It was truly what Bette said, a garbage-strewn piece of land next to a school. And today it's really one of the most extraordinary assets of Manhattan. She went about the effort of raising money, restoring this park, and eventually wanting to activate the park by building a boathouse right next to the park. So now we've returned competitive rowing to this part of the Harlem River, providing an opportunity for all kinds of kids to get out on the river safely.
The NYRP not only made a difference in the way the city looked, it made a difference in the way people felt about their neighborhoods. Today, the NYRP, working in partnership with the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation and lots of other wonderful organizations, owns and takes care of 55 community gardens. They have removed hundreds of thousands of bags of trash, planted trees, and created programs for kids like me to learn about nature.